What's up, comic book world? It's your boy Super Sean, and I'm back with another video. Today we doing an anime recommendation, and I know it's been a while, but Devil May Cry inspired me so much that I had to share it with y'all and of course give my recommendation. Now please stay to the end of the video because I found an article detailing the performance of Kevin Conroy from the director. And if you're an animation fan, then I know you are a fan of Kevin Conroy. The man is a GOAT. The man is a legend. So it was definitely a no-brainer when I found that article, and I was like, yo, I gotta add it to anime recommendation. But I already feel like I've been talking too much. Let's get into it. Ever since Devil May Cry 5 only gave us a playable character and no DLC, we have been clamoring for more Devil May Cry. Oh, in fact, the USA is obsessed with demonology, firearms, and extremely beautiful human beings. The Capcom franchise has been rather quiet the last few years with no release dates on any property staple for the franchise. Please don't jump in my comments talking about Monster Hunter. It's not a Capcom staple. Outside of Street Fighter 6, which came out June 2023, receiving less than stellar reviews among the fighting game community, may I add, and the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, which features some of the best retro fighting games. Retro, keyword, retro. Mega Man was once a promising staple, but we have not seen the likes of the Blue Bomber since 2018. Please don't bring up those Mega Man retro collections. Retro. And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Since that travesty, who knew that the next Capcom series staple would come in the form of an animated series rather than a video game? Because on April 3rd, Netflix teamed with Studio Mir for one of the most polarizing premieres we've seen in years when it comes to video game to anime production. Castlevania, pre-Devil May Cry, reigns supreme. Animushi deserves a bid. Tomb Raider brought a totally different approach than most anime from that genre, and the visuals were absolutely stunning. And Laura was hot. I think that kind of helped too, right? But just think, what they were doing at Powerhouse Studios was legendary work. Clive Barker wrote an amazing, very layered horror story that's filled with knowledge, adding to its replay value. Speaking on Castlevania Nocturne. The last time we seen Devil May Cry on a TV screen was 2007, where the OG Devil May Cry ran for 12 episodes, starting in June. For the record, the Netflix Devil May Cry has little to nothing to do with its predecessor. The Netflix anime has 8 episodes, each one 30 minutes apiece, and wow, was I in for a treat. When I heard the great Kevin Conroy voice as Director Blaine, see, the story is centered around a necklace made of 2 halves, and once this necklace is completed, along with some blood from our main character, a portal should open up, allowing whatever civilization is on that side passage to the next. That brings us to the villain, White Rabbit. What makes this character great is his motivations and how they change due to unfortunate circumstances. The White Rabbit wants to open this portal bridge for one reason only, just so the people on the other side can see the light and have a better shake at life. See, across the way, the air has become poisonous and the conditions is unlivable. So the rabbit sees himself as a modern day Harriet Tubman, the one to liberate his people at all costs. Next character is Mary Two Guns. I must say her design is badass. She plays the role of the extraordinary human. No powers or enhancements, just 2 pistols like the great Lara Croft, and a huge chip on her shoulder to hunt demons. She is the captain of her own demon hunting squad, and the camaraderie between Mary and her mates feel very genuine. I found myself rooting for the team after every scene of them together. In the near future, alongside Dante, this duel will look magnificent on screen. I can't wait for bullets flying, Dante womanizing, and Devil May Cry. Now to a surprise, and I mean a surprise. The GOAT makes an appearance, y'all. The GOAT voice actor. This guy may kill the Justice League worth picking up. He shows up and shows out. What a farewell, a send-off to the great Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy plays Vice President Baines, and you're always gonna get top-notch work with this man. He is phenomenal. After watching his performance, it made me want to fire up the Batman. I will not go through every character for reasons of this is just a review to get you to watch it. If you love anime, if you love Devil May Cry, this is a must-see. It embodies that first time you may have got acquainted with the property through the PlayStation. It knows what it is, where it's going, and it sticks to that. Devil May Cry is supernatural rock and roll performance, delivering death to all demons with the tug of every guitar string. We all know my man Dante. He's got the rock star body, the pistols, the fancy sword. Just him on screen spells fun. Every action scene is done right, so smooth. The way he maneuvers his weapons, his parkour. Dante's on screen looking like a real superhero with no cape. Johnny Young Bosch was the voice actor behind Dante, and he serves it up. He put on a masterful performance. I loved every minute of it, and we cannot talk about Devil May Cry without speaking about this crazy soundtrack. Rock and roll to the fullest. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? I mean, the scenes and the music went perfectly together. The music was in sync with every slash, every bullet that flew. This anime made me want to mosh pit and head bang for real. This is my last resort. Perfect soundtrack for the perfect anime. It was a marriage. They went together perfectly. Whoever was on the soundtrack is the real MVP of this anime. Now, I want to get into this article speaking on the great Kevin Conroy. This article comes from Fandom Wire. Now, this is Adi Shankar. He is the producer of Devil May Cry. And here's what he had to say about Kevin Conroy. Adi Shankar gets real about working with Kevin Conroy in Devil May Cry. Shankar grew up admiring Conroy's stint in Batman the Animated Series and the Arkham games, so this was kind of a dream job, but it also turned out to be an intimidating one, according to his recent revelations. In an interview with comicbook.com, the creator of Devil May Cry talked about his experience working with someone who shaped his childhood. He said, "I was definitely nervous working with Kevin. Shankar was for sure nervous, and who wouldn't be? Conroy had this massive aura for being larger than life and felt like he could literally see through everything. The thing with Kevin Conroy is like he could just see through everything. There was an inner knowing that he had, that I was aware of a massive aura. The likes of Shankar, the guy who worked on Castlevania, and Conroy collaborating for an anime is definitely a wild scene." Conroy's portrayal of Baines, the big shot vice president of the United States, certainly included all the classic Conroy gravitas, but just with a fresh, unique twist. What Conroy did with the vice president was truly exceptional. He completely delivered in this show, as he naturally would have. It was very much evident in the great blend of amazing action and pure emotion that has a lot of people talking about Conroy's final bow. The man brought a similar epic energy that defined Batman, but added this complete human character and mix of power, weight, and heart that is just amazing. Nobody else could have done this like Kevin. Fans of Devil May Cry are going bonkers, recognizing how alive each line is, while critics are noting that Kevin's scenes are at the heart of Devil May Cry. Adi recognized the magnitude of what he was dealing with and took Conroy's performance as a treasure, letting him breathe and be himself and shine. As an audience, you can't help but just appreciate it. It is Kevin Conroy. Just experience his performance one last time in Devil May Cry. Yo, so that was the article from Fandom Wire. Man, that's so dope. This guy grew up idolizing Kevin Conroy, and it came full circle when he got to work with him. It was actually his last performance. Now, I thought it was Kill the Justice League. This really took me by surprise when I heard his voice. This anime has already been renewed for season 2. Now, they're not getting me with the okie doke. This is 8 episodes. I'm pretty sure they already had about 16 episodes and they split them up. So regardless, we were going to get the other half. But it just did so well that they announced it very quickly. We're still waiting on Castlevania Nocturne to be announced. But it looks like these video game properties to anime properties are what's popping in 2025. Tomb Raider did good. Animushi did good. Castlevania. Now we're getting Devil May Cry. What are some other video game properties that you guys would love to see brought to animation? I'm going with Bloody Roar, y'all. I would love to see a Bloody Roar story, bro. Can y'all imagine like the fights, people turning into vicious animals mid-fight? Man, yo, that would be fucking phenomenal. We need a Bloody Roar anime. If y'all want a Bloody Roar anime, hit that like button. At the end of the day, I think they got it right with Devil May Cry. The soundtrack is banging. The fight scenes were amazing. And the voice acting talent slayed it. I will be locked for season 2. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces.